Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference Meet the Speaker series. Today we're talking to Louise Baker. Louise, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. It's just a delight to be here. It really is.
It's wonderful. I'm looking forward to your presentation in Dublin. Tell me, you haven't presented in Ireland before? Your first time?
No, I came to the conference last year. I had such a ball. It was just such a fantastic vibe, and everybody was so gorgeous and friendly. I thought, oh, I've got to come back, but all right, I'll ask John if I can talk this time.
Well, of course you can, because you're very good at what you do, and I know because I've seen it.
Thank you.
So, but for those who don't know yet, do you want to just tell a little bit about your background?
Yes, of course, I'd be delighted to. So I'm Louise Baker. I first trained in hypnosis. Oh my God, over 40 years ago. Can you believe it? I'm probably the one of the long stalwarts of the industry, just been there bobbing away all the time. But what really happened was as I aged, I changed, my practice changed, my clients changed, and what I did changed. And around a decade to 12 years ago, I found myself working through a family connection with a group called Brains Trust. And what we do there is consistently deliver a program to individuals who have brain tumors, who of all different types, which you'll learn a little bit about on the program because I think it's really useful to find those building blocks to explain why things work like they do and what long-term surveillance is. So you can have an illness and it's a absolutely diagnosed illness and it can get treated and then it means that you are literally on a register somewhere and at some point somebody's going to pick the phone up and say you've got a scan coming up or they're going to tell you you've got a 6 monthly scan. Oh, and then you're going to have to wait 3 weeks for your results. So this is how the concept of While I Wait was founded, and a big component. I know you've got another question to ask me. That's so I launched into it there, John.
No, you're absolutely fine. No, keep going because
Okay.
I'm fascinated with this. Because obviously, for two reasons, right? One is I work a lot with the impact of brains and nervous system and on one part. But the second part is that when us as therapists kind of understand the principles and the logic that goes behind stuff, it's easier for us to find solutions
Oh,
for our clients. So
yeah.
please.
Absolutely. So one of the things, so the other thing about me is that also 10 years ago, I took a degree in the neuroscience and psychology of mental health and subsequently have spent many years studying neuroscience. I'm a founder member of the Applied Neuroscience Association, which is aligned to King's College. And I have lots and lots of other interests. One of my other interests is in AI, but we'll leave that aside for the moment. Over the back is my friend Ollie, who is an octopus, not an alien, but he
I
does
thought it
look a
was an
bit
alien.
alien.
Apologies. Sorry, Ollie.
That's all right. But I use those tentacles and they're crocheted in a way to explain how dendrites, which are a building block of neuroplasticity, can, develop and reach and lay foundations and bring information into them, getting ready to give that information elsewhere and to join up so that they form these new pathways that we utilize all the time as hypnotherapists. Now, the thing when you work with people with brain tumors of any type, whether they are the very aggressive types, whether they are benign. And by the way, there's no such thing as a benign tumor because it can press on the nerves of the nervous system and throw up lots and lots of problems for us human beings. So even those, benign lipoma in the wrong place can give a person an absolute nightmare in terms of sensation and experience, which may feed into some of the stuff you find in the FND work as well.
Yeah,
Our nervous systems, due to their intensity around their ability to sense touch
correct.
and temperature change and the slightest thing can cause a lot and lots of problems for us humans. So of course, when it comes to people with brain tumors who have eventually maybe have had surgery or anybody with cancer, let's not just restrict it to brain tumors. Surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, Oh, by the way, the chemotherapy doesn't leave the brain alone, even if it's for some part, their big toe. It's going to find its way into the
Of
brain.
course. Yeah.
Then knowing about the glymphatic system, knowing about the need for sleep, knowing about what scan anxiety does in terms of keeping the nervous system on high alert is what I spend a lot of my time working on now and thinking about and writing for. So that's
Okay.
what we'll
So,
be covering in the presentation.
and of course, given that so many people have scans and so many people are worried about their health, and so many people who would come to hypnotherapists, particularly for anxiety driven stuff, if it's anyway medically related, they're going to go through scans. I'm dealing with FND all the time. And your talk is on scan anxiety and while I wait, managing long-term surveillance.
Yep.
So, do you want to give a little
Yeah.
talk
So,
about what that is and what you'll be
yeah.
presenting to
So,
people?
so I'm a great follower of a wonderful neuroscientist called Lisa Feldman Barrett. And all of the neuroscience evidence is now telling us that if we do not, and I know that we do this as hypnotherapists, but if we do not get our clients to think clearly about who they are and what they are in their future, how they want to behave, how they want to feel, I'm not going to go all NLP on you and go down to the deepest level, but they have to formulate a view of themselves. So we will focus in on this and we will focus on multiple strategies that you can use because guess what, guys? I've been around so long, I probably know a lot of them, not all of them, but I know a lot of them. And what I like you to do is to bring it down to the idea of a piece of information, a piece of neuroscience information showed that human beings can sense themselves in the future, but they think they're a stranger. So, of course, if you don't do that beautiful work of ensuring a person can understand through their timeline, which also includes sometimes letting go of the trauma, they're just not going to be able to get their heads around what this concept of bringing these resources into the moment is about. So that's a lot of what I teach. I hope that made sense to you, John, in terms of what we know. We know this stuff, but sometimes we need it
So
to,
are you
we
are
really
you
know it.
basically talking about future pacing and with various options as they go through that?
Yes, we can call it what we like, but what we're really doing is making the human comfortable with their future self. And I'm a great fan of the lovely work of Anne Jersh. So, at the
Yes.
end of the day, that also ties into this because I've spent a lot of time studying with Anne and really know how that matters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know that, and I can't remember the exact scientific term for this, but um, physics will tell us that we can go back and when we change a neuron or when we change an activity and we focus on it, we give it meaning, which rolls forward into the future. Now, if you can do that from today into the future, I can see exactly where you're going with that.
Yeah, and into the future, back to the today.
Yeah.
And it's not it's based on that principle. The brain is a predictive machine, and if you do not establish new predictions for it, it can't do the work you think it does. So I know we get wrapped up in ourselves, but when it's boiled down to that nuance, use whatever technique you like because I'm sure you've all got them in hypnosis, revivication, or
Patient,
that's the
absolutely.
past, the present, but do it in the future, vivicate in the future. It's got a different
Yeah,
name,
no,
future
absolutely.
pacing, but actually the principle's the same. How do you make that dynamic? How do you make it something that the brain notices? So,
And from the research that you guys have done through the Brains Trust, can you see the benefit of hypnosis for scan anxiety, basically?
oh,
Can you see it
abs-
in the outcome for clients and
absolutely.
stuff?
Yeah. And remember, I'm working here with people who have also an traumatic brain injury by the time they've been surgically modified and had the work and the chemo and the radiation, the gift that keeps on giving. And by the time the ones who learn the skills, well, I mean, okay, it's anecdotal. I can't call this scientific evidence. The ones that learn the skills are still with us
There you go.
because their
Well, it says
skills
loads.
protect them moving forward.
Yeah, and
And
that
of
says
course,
loads.
I've
And I
lost
know,
many as well.
yeah, I get that. I get that. Louise, thank you. So Dublin in April. You were there last year. You're coming back again. We've also met in London in between as
We
well.
did.
Conferences are great. It's just a great way for connecting and discussing ideas, just where we were before we started. So, can't wait to see you again in Dublin.
I can't wait to see you. And I'd say to everybody, this is the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference reaffirmed my joy of conference because it was so friendly, because it was such a giggle, because everybody was so nice. And maybe too, that's just the generic Irish
We like to have
hospitality.
fun. We
We
do
did
like to
have
have
a
fun.
lot of fun. And also, as you well know, I'm really looking forward to it. Fingers crossed I get into Ireland this
Yes.
time with my
Yeah.
Irish
We're going to have
passport.
a ceremony for new
So
passport holders.
thank you
Hopefully
very
you'll be
much. I
there.
will enjoy
There
that.
you go.
And if people are wondering what she's doing, my maiden name is O'Neill, so I'm of the O'Neill clan,
There you go. There you
which is a
go.
very well-known clan in Ireland.
Yeah, there's even a few
There's a lot
pubs
of
called
them.
after it.
And I thought I had a very
We'll
special.
take you to O'Neill's in Dublin, right? There you
Thank you
go.
very much. I think I've been to the
Right.
one in
Listen,
Paris and maybe a few other capital cities as well.
well, it's close to Temple Bar, so you're going to love it. There you go.
Love it. Love it. Gonna blow you all a kiss. Can't wait to see you in April and
April.
come to my talk, find out, ask questions, stop me when I'm there. Just engage. Just can't wait.
Brilliant. Listen, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again in April. It's going to be wonderful. And to
It
everyone
is.
else watching, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Look forward to meeting you in Dublin in April or to catching back up again. And all the details on www.irishhypnotherapyconference.ie. Have a beautiful day.